Alright, sorry for the delay, but I'm here. I'm back. You are too. I appreciate it. Here live on twitch.tv backslash who this is one and or youtube.com backslash who this is one. It's me, of course. The bald, angry, dumb gamer. Here live in the flesh. Of course, I'm touching my head and only my head. I'll keep it above my pants. So, elsewise, for the fact that I'm proving to you, hey, I'm here. And this is what we're doing. One more time, absolute last time, I promise, I swear on everything, that we'll be doing our thing with Vice City as far as getting these 100 fairs completed. Because I am sick and tired of trying this again and again and again, God damn it. I like the game, it's fun, but it's not so fun when you're just like that close to get into these 100 cab fairs in under 2 hours, and you just keep missing it every time. I'm still remembering finally, just because I was so fucking close. The first try I did this with, 95, 5 short of 100, 5 short of 100 in just under 2 hours. I was so fucking close. So I don't know what happened every single time since. This is officially the 8th attempt I'll make in trying to get 100 fairs in under 2 hours in the cab here in Vice City. This time, however, though, I like symbolism and I like 7, but 8 is my favorite number. This time around, we're going to shoot for 2 hours. I'll try my honest to God best. If I don't, we'll just keep it going and see officially how long it does take me to get to 100 fairs in Vice City completed, like, one sit through, not coming back in bits and pieces or nothing. So we'll see how that goes. And by the way, I'm the bald, angry, dumb gamer, the bad gamer here on Twitch and YouTube, as I mentioned, as well as the socials, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all under one handle, the same exact one, at who this is one. This fat bitch was fucking rear-ended me. My beautiful cab. Just robbed this thing. It's fresh off the lot. Fresh off of somebody else's hands. I took it from them so that I can complete my job and make these 100 fairs in under 2 hours, hopefully. God, for God's sakes, I'll say a prayer live on this stream right now to start things off. Maybe I gotta get right with God first, so I could be like, God, listen, I'm not even 40, and you can see from way up high above, as clear as day, I'm shining here like a freshly detailed car bumper, front or back, you choose. My head, that is. I'm that bald. My head is so shiny and sparkly and bright. Thank you for that, but also thank you for the cruel joke that was letting me have a full head of hair up until the age of 35. And I had to take it all off my head because otherwise what was left there was going to leave me looking like a young-ass Larry David. That might be good for him, but not good for me. So please, if you let me have anything in this life anymore. Please, I'm begging you. Whatever you identify as up there. I'm not going to look up your gown or skirt or whatever you identify as having on your body. Your celestial body, that is. Please, let me get this run. 100 fairs in under 2 hours in the cab in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Please. Amen. Or amen. Whatever you're into. Thanks. So let's see if that helps at all. Sincerely from the bottom of our hearts. Or at least mine. I don't know. I'm not going to assume what you believe in out there. Whoever's watching, lurking, commenting, chiming in live, or watching it back after the fact too. But whatever you believe in. If you want to add to the faith, please, let's make this happen in under 2 hours. Oh shit, shout outs to Kofi Weedston. Kofi_Weedston, of course. One half of the Dirty Heels podcast. Get out of here, prostitute. Stop it. I just pray to God on fucking stream. The last thing I need is a hooker pulling up on me trying to get into my cab that I just stole. It's still looking brand new, by the way, even after that fat bitch just bumped into me from the back. As I was saying, I'm sorry. Shout outs to, of course, the big homie, Kofi_Weedston. As I was saying before the hooker interrupted me, one half of the Dirty Heels podcast, the only wrestling podcast I still listen to and or watch. So you should do it too, even if you do or don't embrace the art of professional wrestling. Which I don't, but because I used to when I was younger and because they're cool and they're funny as shit, I fuck with them. So, of course, too sweet always, my brother. Appreciate you always chiming in and checking in. and I know you're doing your thing with your streams too. Uh, I haven't been able to check any out. Unfortunately, I've been that busy with work during the day otherwise. But let me know what you've been playing lately, and or if you've been doing that. What's that shit that just came out? What Jedi Survivor or something like that. I'm not a Star Wars boy, so probably not gonna check that out anytime soon. But if you have, let me know how that's going. And anybody else out there too. Shout out to all yous out there. We openly prayed. Believe me, the last thing I am is like of faith or whatever, or trying to influence nobody to pray nothing. But it's all right to believe in something once in a while, at least enough so that you can get stuff done. Listen, we all pray to God when we need something, but when we don't need Him or we think we're good on our own, then it's like, what God? I don't believe in nothing, something like that, or whatever you believe in. Buddha, Allah, Krishna, it doesn't matter. You get to choose what you want to believe in, because that's your freedom of will. That's your freedom of choice. Here in the good old US of A, and I would hope anywhere else around the world too. So, okay, so we know the deal already. I'm going to start it now. Stopwatch is here in the top left corner. I'm going to press that at the same time I press the up button here on the cross pad, so it syncs, I think. And we'll start it from there. It's officially started 2 hours as of right now. Should be okay. Yep, there we go. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So we're officially starting as of now. And let's see who we pick up and take away to their destination. Get in, you slut. Get him. Okay. I've been doing this so long, but for some reason I just forgot how to handbrake, so just had to remind myself, okay, it's the R1 button. R. Speaking of R, I know I talked about this too much, probably like 2 streams ago, but only because it is such a surprising ordeal how it's even going down, or the fact that it's beaten, like, it seems like it may go through, but that whole lawsuit with what's his bitch's name, Raka Khan, a former wrestler, like very briefly in the WWE. I don't recognize her at all. I don't think I've ever seen her actually, so I may not have been watching when she was around, or she may have been around that briefly. I don't remember her at all. But she was apparently in TNA a little longer. Point is, that's not the interesting part. The fascinating part, and not good fascinating, just like fascinating that we live in a country where you can literally sue for anything so long as you can afford to actually push that through to make it to court. She's suing, again, the hilarious part is, not only is she suing Jim Cornette, who's still one of my favorite managers of all time from wrestling, and apparently not Brie Bella, but only Nikki Bella, so she was specific which one of the Bellas was involved in this whole thing that she's going to sue them all with, along with, so crazy, 48 pages long of the amount of people involved. Not even just people, entities, organizations, famous, non-famous people involved in the alleged attempt and or plotting to kidnap her and her children at some point years ago, but only after she apparently had her own issues or allegations of wanting to kidnap, I think, one of her children. So it's really some really fucked up logic, because again, the premise of the lawsuit is, from what I'm understanding, is that she's suing Jim Cornette, Nikki Bella specifically, not Brie Bella, just Nikki Bella, and The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, that's right, in a lawsuit that'll amount to probably like $3 billion in total, besides it containing 48 pages worth of people, entities, and or organizations involved again in the alleged, not even like I'm suing all of them because they kidnapped me and my kids against my will. No, they plotted, they planned to, they wanted to kidnap me at some point, but they didn't. It didn't flesh out, it didn't actually happen. The Rock didn't say, "Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?" while my hands were tied behind my back in a chair with my children watching blindfolded. Well, you can't watch blindfolded. With my children listening on blindfolded in another room and calling up somebody asking for $10,000 for me to be free again and see the light of day again. Not even that, no. It's all alleging that they were all in on the same plan to have her kidnapped and or taken away with her children to assumingly die if the ransom wasn't paid for. But nothing happened. But the allegation alone is crazy, and again, so crazy enough that allegedly, it seems like now, Disney said to The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, by the way, the highest paid male actor in Hollywood right now, still, crazy enough to say that, they cut him from the upcoming, I guess, reboot of the Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know if he was going to be like Jack Sparrow, God forbid, because he's a terrible actor, but he was going to be involved, of course, so he's probably going to have like a prominent role, feature, whatever in that shit. Which, by the way, another crime happening, which is happening, not alleged, is that they're even remaking the Pirates of the Caribbean like that again. Like, didn't they just release one of those, like the last installment, like less than 5 years ago? So why the fuck are they rebooting it now again? Disney really is going. That's the real crime right there. Those are the real criminals right there, or the criminal, Disney or Mickey Mouse. Slap some cuffs on Mickey Mouse. God damn it, because all these fucking reboots, remakes. It was animated. We have to remake it in 3D and shit. Like sort of obligation they put upon themselves to just like hold themselves out. Like, can't classics just be classics? Do you have to remake everything into 3D or real life, whatever, whatever? And listen, again, it's not for me to complain about the Little Mermaid. What I think, if not this week, next week it's released or whatever. I don't care. I didn't care about the animated Little Mermaid. I'm not gonna watch that, and I'm also not gonna watch this one just because I have no interest. The Little Mermaid is the last thing on my mind, and probably at the very bottom of my watch list. Who's asking me? Of course, no one. But I'm just saying though, like the last thing I'm ever gonna be dying to watch is any version, any embodiment of the Little Mermaid. Let's just be honest. So there's also that. Disney's very guilty of that right now, and I think they should be fucking. You know what? I'm gonna fucking sue Disney. Fuck that. I'm gonna be like, listen, all these nonsensical ass remakes and reboots, whatever. It's enough already. It's enough emotional damage. I know no harm done if I don't watch the shit, and I'm like not purposely, being miserable watching it afterwards. But still, it's enough already. This is harassment. This is public harassment. We don't need all these remakes, but you're fucking forcing them on us. Why? Because you're trying to guilt people into like, oh yeah, I remember the Little Mermaid. I remember, the Jungle Book and all this shit. Make me go watch this shit and being like, you know what? I could have just stuck to that shit being animated and stuck in my memory banks. I really didn't have to watch the real life version of God. What was that movie? Moana? Yeah, the one with the Rock in it as the big ass, of course, the big ass Samoan guy. Like, they're remaking that shit already, and I think Moana came out like, I want to say Moana came out like 2018. It's fairly recent, so like maybe 5 years and under. I like Moana, a very cute movie and shit, don't get me wrong, but we don't need the remake. We don't need the live action version of Moana. Oh, fuck, I went the wrong way. Shit. We could have done without the live action real life version of Moana. Absolutely, we did not need that. I'm going to say, the only reason I could think of that shit even happening, like the IRL version of Moana, is probably because of The Rock. Like, he probably said, you know what, bruh? We got to make sure the AAPI, community is properly represented in Disney. Moana was great. It was a hit, thanks to yours truly. But The Rock says we better remake this shit in real life, or else I'm never working with Disney again. And this is way before this whole scandal of him being involved in this alleged lawsuit, the alleged actions having occurred, according to this seemingly fucking nut job. And I'll say that now. I'll go on the record saying she's coming off like real legit nut job vibes, only because she's a failed wrestler. That of its own would be like enough to make me want to go crazy too. I'm a failed professional wrestler. And she made it to like, the big leagues. The WWE and TNA for a while, which again, I never watched her on either. I don't recognize her from either, but apparently she sucked, so that's why she's still not doing it till now, or like she's never been remembered for anything besides being a failure in that realm. I mean, pretend fighting, you failed at that. Like, how much do you suck then? But also, the crazy part is, it's been verified. I looked that up when I looked the name up and saw that immediately that she was 6'2". So for any woman to be 6'2", above 6 feet, meaning 2 inches officially taller than me, I don't believe. Maybe that's why. Okay, allegedly, maybe that's why they didn't go through with kidnapping her, because when The Rock realized she was 6'2", and then Nikki Bella saw that she towered over her, probably, when they, frequented each other, and when everybody, The Rock and Nikki Bella, Jim Cornette, were all conspiring to plan out the elaborate kidnapping scheme to take her and her children away, someone dropped the bomb and said, "You know what, guys? She is 6'2". We should keep that in mind." It's like, wait a minute. So I bet you The Rock said, "Wait a goddamn minute. Did The Rock just hear you right? She's 6'2". She's just under my fucking eyebrows. Holy shit, we're gonna have to hogtie this bitch with like at least 3 of us on deck. If we're lucky, she's gonna manhandle us and shit." And that's the only reason why they probably didn't go through with it. Why they didn't fucking actually kidnap this bitch allegedly. And that's why she's only suing for the fact that, all these people, 50 pages worth of names and organizations and bodies and shit, because she's suing the FBI, the NYPD, Child Protective Services, all them, alleging that they all were in on it and all failed to protect her when she was in court, I think, being accused of kidnapping her own children, something like that. It's just way more than it has to be. And ultimately, I think she brought it upon herself. And I think she's really just trying to, like, see who's going to feel so bad enough for her. And you know what? Even if this shit went through, and even as The Rock and his people said, "We're going to prove our innocence, we'll see you in court," basically, I bet you they settle with her out of court for, like, if they even, like, pay her any mind, I mean to say. Those who pay her ass to shut the fuck up, I'd say she'd be happy with like $100K thrown her way. Settle that shit out of court, pay her $100,000. You'll never hear from her again, probably. And then that'll be open and shut, closed case, right? I would think so. If I was any one of them, well, then again, there is the fact that if you had obviously no intentions of doing so, and this bitch is just straight up crazy, like she's coming off strongly, then I would probably just go to court just to fucking tease her and make sure she gets absolutely nothing from me, let alone from anybody else. So there's also that to keep in mind. But yeah, I was gonna say, like, if I was any one of them, I'd probably pay her off to shut her up. But then if you also didn't do anything, or you're not guilty, let alone, fuck it, just, I mean, you're a celebrity, you got nothing else to do with your time, but, like, be famous and shit. So why not take her to court, meet her there, and just be like, "Okay, judge, you see how crazy she is for how much she's suing for, and how many people she's trying to involve?" Then I think my case is pretty strong enough in my favor to be like, this bitch is crazy. And get her the fuck out of here, and that's it. And just shame her, you know? I'm not for shaming anybody, especially if they clearly got issues like she has. So I think it only, like, further drive them down to a downward spiral. But also, have something better to do with your time, which you have a lot of free time, obviously, than to just write up 50 pages worth of names alone, to sue in your what happened over there? In your dream world scenario or your living nightmare of the whole world, all these famous people who I've probably never met in my fucking life, all fucking plotted and conspired to just kidnap me and my kids because we're so special, we're so important. All because you failed at pretend fighting as a gigantic woman for, let's just call it what it is, the industry that looks at size above anything else. Being 6'2" and female, and I wouldn't say so much attractive, but she probably floats in people's boats, looks wise. In that realm, in that space, she's highly coveted. But she must have been that bad where they don't want to work with her or they didn't keep her around. So that's not saying too much to her favor that, oh, she's 6 foot. That was probably the only selling point for her too whenever like she got brought up in discussion. Oh, what about this one? I keep seeing her name whatever on the list, but we're not doing much with her. Oh yeah, she's 6'2". And then whoever's being told that's like, okay, 6'2", that's cool. And she's 6'2". She's a big bitch. It's like, okay, I get she's 6'2", but can she work? Can she move? Is she fast? Does she learn quick? Whatever. She's 6'2". That's all I can really say, and then that's it, really, right? I think that's really all they probably ever said about her for just looks and ineptitude alone, because it really doesn't take an intelligent person to sue and be lazy enough to just sue and just try to live off of lawsuits, ideally. Because again, we live in the greatest country on this planet just because we give you the liberty, the freedom to sue whoever and whatever you want, clearly, so long as you can afford it. That is a sad part, but then again, it's a convenient to those who want to look at that as a way out, the easy way out to get a quick payday. I think that's really all this is, and I think she's gonna plead mental health. She's gonna plead everyone's against me, and or I'm a black woman. I'm being shamed if this shit gets thrown out of court, or they try to settle with her out of court. Which, if they try to settle with her out of court, I would say they're doing her a huge favor. They're giving her way more than they should, and way too much credibility in that sense. And that really is the saddest part, because I'm not one to say or speak on what the fuck she went through, but I'm really gonna lean towards this bitch crazy. And that's it. That's all that can be said about that, because it just seems so nonsensical. Why are you fucking putting together 50 pages alone worth of names and being like, everybody here was involved allegedly in wanting to kidnap me and my kids? What makes her so special? Her kids, let alone, be so special. The Rock, Nikki Bella, Jim Cornette, the FBI, the NYPD, New York Child Protective Services, Michael Jordan. Should I go on any further with the names I gave you already and the organizations I named already? All of them wanted to kidnap her so bad. They're dropping everything they're doing at the moment, which is living a very busy, rich, healthy life. They want to drop and risk everything to kidnap her and hold her hostage, her and her kids, because they got that fucking free time. They got that kind of lifestyle afforded to them. You're like, you know what? I'm so rich and famous and successful, and I've done so much positively with my life, but I'm so bored. I want to kidnap her. There's something about her makes me so jealous and hate my life so much. We need to kidnap her, you guys. Hey, Nikki Bella, it's me, The Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, by the way. Let's get Jim Cornette on the line. He's the wrestling expert. Let's go wrestle this bitch down to the ground, hog tie her ass, and just kidnap her and take her kids too. And let's make it a bundle package. Fuck that, right? Because again, she's so special. She's so important. Get the fuck out of here. I would counter sue. I would sue her ass back for being stupid in public like that. I wish there was such a thing where you can sue someone for being stupid openly in the public in a very disgusting display of stupidity. You have nothing better to do with your time but to abuse the legal system and again the greatest country on this planet because we will let you sue whoever you want so long as you can afford it, and that's clearly what's being put on display right here. Anyone who complains about this not being a free country, get the fuck out seriously. That's not me being right wing or patriotic or MAGA, whatever. No, I'm just saying, come on. Anybody can rock publicly with their opinion. Yes, there is cancel culture, the woke left, and the disturbed right, whatever. But let's just face it. Listen, what the fuck are you even talking about?
Okay.
What the fuck happened? Excuse me, I'm doing something right here. This stupid ass PlayStation. What the fuck you doing? What the fuck was that about? Talk about distraction in the fucking game. Really? This shit just went to. I don't even know what the fuck it showed me right now. That is some bullshit. Did you just see what happened? This game does not want me to win. This game does not want me to accomplish this very simple but tedious task of 100 fairs in under 2 hours. This game is trying to sabotage me. I don't know why. Is my is my PS5 woke or leaning towards the left? Uh-oh. Maybe it is. I don't know. Holy shit, it probably is. Who the fuck knows anymore nowadays? God damn. But alright, whatever. I forgot what I was even saying. I was probably saying too much to be honest. But yeah, that whole lawsuit just seems so insane. And I'm not necessarily a fan of anybody named and or mentioned. I like Jim Cornette. I like his podcast a lot. And he's the only wrestling podcast I listen to anymore, anyways, just because he's hilarious and he's not afraid to say anything anymore, or ever has been, about what goes on with the industry. I mean, of course, besides the Dirty Heels, of course, those are my boys. I mean, Jim Cornette's only the only wrestling podcast I listen to like that. But yeah, it just seems so crazy. Like to have no time to do something, you know, building positively towards like an example you could be for your children. Okay, you didn't succeed in wrestling, which would have been right up her alley considering her size. And when she was active, she was still pretty young. So could she be mad at that, at the industry that you know, she failed in? She couldn't like find any success in, even though she had genetically the advantage with being so tall and big as a woman. Maybe she's just frustrated. Maybe she just wants this to be the way that she gets back at life for not letting her get the easy way out. As far as like, oh, you know what? Let me be a wrestler real quick for like 10 years, make some money, mind my business, and go about my life afterwards, and never give a shit about the industry afterwards. Maybe low key, she's just mad at that, and she's taking it out on the people she's seen on top, or maybe she worked with, and like maybe I don't know, were dismissive of her, didn't show her too much love, or whatever. But then also, who's obligated in that sense to like show you love or like extend a hand if you're in that much of need? I mean, that's mostly on you if you couldn't make it. Now, I'm not gonna say like every wrestler has someone to blame, because a lot of that shit relies on you, especially like something ideally as simple as wrestling is. You do have to do a lot for yourself, and there's so many factors that contribute to somebody being successful, standing out, and or let alone mattering to anybody outside of wrestling fans, because it's a really like finicky fucking industry to break into, because you think about it, there's also the fact that even amongst the wrestling fans, there's still those that are really divided. Those that'll only watch one company over the other. They don't care about the other at all whatsoever. Of course, there are those that watch both, don't care. They just want to watch wrestling, and more respect to them. But they're also the ones that are so like deeply invested in one brand only. The other seems like a cancer or evil almost for existing. So there's also that level of obsessiveness that leads you to believe, no, that just convinces you more like it's pretend fighting at the end of the day. It's just really over dramatic pretend fighting in underwear. So why so heavily involved? Why so like decisive on one company's better than the other, or I like this place because whatever? Like it's pretend at the end of the day. That's why I stopped watching, only because yes, I've been a fan for so long, for so much of my life and shit from such a young age too. The only quote unquote sport I ever was really involved in like that or invested in like that emotionally and everything too. But even for me, it hurt me to say it got to the point where it got really boring. Like, funny enough, leading into the pandemic, and even when they were like the only like live broadcast thing during the pandemic, enough credit to them, that's when I was like, you know what? This shit is getting so boring and so bad, I can't watch this anymore. I'm wasting time. Like, Monday night for Monday Night Raw used to be a thing for me when I was younger to look forward to. I can't miss it. I gotta watch, whatever, whatever. But when something even as simple as that becomes a task, like, oh shit, it's Monday. Um, there's Raw. I could watch that, or maybe I could do something else I'll actually enjoy with my life instead. I was at that point, and I was like, you know what? I can't do this no more, because I can't waste my time on Monday sitting through something that I'm not going to enjoy, and I know already I'm not going to enjoy, and they're really not trying to do anything else for me, at least, to want to stick around and be involved like that. So I just like, I pieced out. I couldn't do it no more. And it really broke my heart because, again, it was one of the only things that were consistent in my life. Like, always watching wrestling. Even amongst my friends, my small group of circle of friends, I was always a wrestling guy, or, they'd ask me if something was going on worthwhile in wrestling, and most of the time I'd be like, no, not really. Just unless you really watch it like that, there's really nothing you're missing out on. Like, and it would suck to say that, but it was true. Like, there'd really be nothing going on for the most part. And I would think wrestling, of all places, of all industries, would want to really appeal to the outside eyes because, yeah, they got the default audience, but also, if you really want your stuff to transcend to the mainstream or trickle over, why aren't you doing more than to attract the outside audience too? They matter. They bring in money. New money is good money, because then if you stick to what you know always, or you're stuck in your comfort zone, how do you expect to grow and or let alone get new eyes on the product? Because then you're just being lazy, and you're presenting yourself how you feel like you should, versus like trying to pretty it up, at least for like someone new, some new prospects per se. But they haven't. I mean, there's this whole era now of like Triple H running things. It's been better since, and then now apparently Vince McMahon is back. Um, there's a whole scandal. There's the whole thing with him. Like, is he disgusting? Did he do anything? Or apparently he did. He just had to pay a lot of people off to not look at him so nasty, I guess. Honestly, if he did or didn't, it's not my business. I don't care. Well, I mean, I care if it really did happen, because then that means he's a scumbag. But also, I was more offended by him not caring as much as he did about the product. Like, what he was giving to fans week in, week out, which was always same shit over and over again, really boring, and or 3 hours of like, I just wasted my life watching this shit to get nothing out of it. maybe one good match, maybe one good like promo segment, whatever, but like one good thing of maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes out of like 3 hours is not good and not worth your time like that. Because ideally, it'd be great if like there was just a way to know, like, okay, uh, 9:40 to 9:50 is when I should watch, because I can skip everything else. I'm not missing if I don't watch the rest of the fucking 3 hours remaining. That'd be nice to know, but you don't get that luxury a lot of times. So if you're stuck watching for 3 hours and hoping, early on in the 3 hours you get like a good 5, 10 minutes out of it in its entirety, then that's really good. But then you're stuck watching the whole time to see if anything is good, then is it really worth your time anymore, or is it worth like finding something else to do instead, or better yet, said something else to watch for 3 hours or less than 3 hours? Because in 3 hours, excuse me, 3 hours, you think about it, that's a big fucking commitment. All in one sitting too, that's a really big commitment. So 3 hours, obviously, I can get 3 episodes in of a really good series, or at least a series I'm enjoying, versus 3 hours of sitting there waiting to see if something good happens within those 3 hours. Not even for the full 3 hours. Like, oh, it is 3 hours, but at least like it's a good strong 2 hours, and then like the last hour ain't so great, so I can tune out, whatever. No, it's like you're sitting there hoping and waiting. Like, of these 3 hours, you get something really good. And when you don't, some people are happy with just like one good segment. They tune in to watch one person, one thing, or one regular gag week in, week out, and they're fine. But I'm not that kind of person. Like, I'm not saying I'm so important either, but it's more like, goddamn, if I'm gonna really put 3 hours weekly into this shit, and I'm not even counting SmackDown on Fridays, another 2 hours. If I'm gonna give up 5 hours of my viewing time to one thing, and of that one thing, in 5 hours, I'm maybe enjoying it, if I'm lucky, half an hour, that's really fucking stupid. And I should probably look for something else to watch, because they don't care about me clearly. And it's not supposed to be for me either. There's a whole fucking world, community of fans that want to watch the shit and be like, I really enjoyed that. This was really fun, and like glow about it to their friends that, oh my god, you're missing out if you don't watch wrestling. I don't want to hear that from anybody ever. No, 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 no. We don't live in the times where, with Hulkamania back when, we could justify, if you're not watching wrestling, you're missing out. Or even in the Attitude Era with The Rock, Stone Cold, The Undertaker, Mick Foley, Mankind, whatever he was going by. All these classic fucking characters. The Monday Night Wars, which was like, you really didn't want to miss an episode of either show. Imagine that shit. Both companies competing, and both of them are so fucking good. They're both hitting on all cylinders. You can't afford to miss either or. And this is the time when, of course, no DVR, no fucking cloud storage where you can watch each episode back. Like, you had to either watch one live and tape the other if your parents love you like that and let you do that shit, or you'd have to just be loyal to one brand because that's all you could watch, or tape both if you had that luxury too. I don't know how you would unless you had like 2 VCRs back then. But yeah, point is, like, it was literally can't miss TV. But yeah, it just sucks to fucking have to admit to that. Like, I loved wrestling for so long, and I remember it so fondly growing up, that now I don't even watch the shit no more. What does suck for me though is that I'm constantly reminded of it, and or kind of, I don't want to say forced, but like it's just there for me to keep tabs on, because I've been watching and whatever for so long that the algorithm on Twitter and Instagram are still convinced that I still watch, so I still get the highlights in that sense. I still, get the deets and the inner workings and whatever via the feed on both Twitter and Instagram. So I can't really escape it, and I keep finding out about things or seeing at least little clips I can indulge in week in, week out. So I can't really complain about that. Also, I'll be honest, I do still keep tabs only because of the women. There are a lot of good looking women in wrestling, so Forgive me for being a male. I'm guilty. So what? Who am I hurting by doing that? By being honest, hey, it's all right. It's whatever. There's a lot of good-looking women in wrestling nowadays. There always have been. I mean, there were like slow points. There were like times when like they were like way too good-looking to be wrestlers, or like to believe they'd ever want to wrestle. Like, why would you? Like, there was that whole phase of I forget my timelines like that, but like women that weren't wrestlers at all, or even wrestling fans, and they were just mostly like bikini models or magazine models, whatever. But they were in there wrestling, obviously bra and panties or little to no clothing, which I'm not going to complain about ever. But that time is gone, and now, oddly enough, we are living in a time I'd say better for us, or for those that still watch. Again, I only keep tabs because I see a lot of good looking women wrestling now. Good looking female wrestlers that actually grew up liking the shit or being trained to wrestle, but they're also very good looking. Good looking enough to be models if they really wanted to, or if they wanted to stop wrestling like that. We're oddly enough in that phase, in that era. Uh, then again, there's a lot of actual good looking just women that wouldn't necessarily have to be models, but just like really good looking for wrestling. I'd say that. I think my favorite now, if I had to name one honestly, who does it for me each and every time, like I can't miss a thing they do, and shh, don't tell nobody, but I have watched their shit back as far as like some matches, and I look forward to their highlights a lot, is definitely Jamie Hayter over at AEW. Boy, oh boy, when I tell you, and listen, I'm old, I'm too old probably for crushes, but they still happen, they still exist. It's not like I'm going to act upon it either, and I'm not going to watch wrestling all over again just because of her. I mean, it's not that strong. I'm not simping that hard, but Jamie Hayter, though, big time crush on her. I just think, what a good looking girl. But on top of that, when I see her wrestling, she makes me want to watch and start committing back to wrestling all over again because she is so good in the ring. She performs so well. She reacts to being hit, to being in a match. She makes it look like a fucking fight. She makes it look like she's legit in there trying to hurt the other person, and or she's giving the other person in there she's with a reason to want to hurt her. Meaning, when she takes a hit, she's taking a hit like she's taking a death blow, like she's actually in a fight. That's what I love, I think, the most about her. But also that goes hand in hand with being such a good-looking girl, legit. Like, pretty face, great overall look, and a nice big old fat ass. That helps too a lot. And god damn it, I think it might be a thing for me. I don't know, but I love the accent. I love the obviously I'm British accent, the posh disregard for anyone who's not British like her accent. It's just there. Like there's no hiding it. There's no being like very demure about it or like, oh, it's sprinkled in lightly. No, it's there. You hear it. You feel it too. It's honestly, that's so sexy too about it. The accent, it turns me on. I'm not trying to tell you my turn-ons or be turned on, let alone during the stream. I'm just telling you, I'm sharing with you. I'm sorry. It's just what it is. But yeah, she's my number one right now. If I was watching wrestling again, if I ever do, please be surprised. I would say don't be surprised, but please be surprised if I do, because I really don't want to. Honestly, it's just something I don't want to do ever again, like commit to wrestling like that. But if I do, please be surprised. But if you are, also, you catch me watching again or catch me talking about it like that, oh, I guess what happened last night or whatever. It's thanks to Jamie Hayter. Slowly and surely, but only thanks to Jamie Hayter, honestly. Because she'll be the one to drag me back in. She'll be the one that makes me go Godfather 3. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me right back in. And where is she pulling me in from? She's pulling me in from my balls. Balls first, balls deep, back invested into wrestling like that, thanks to Jamie Hayter. Trust me when I say, listen, I don't want to speak for nobody. I don't want to say, oh, you know what, she's the best looking girl ever, because everybody's free to choose what they're into, who they're into, and how much they're into them. Free country. Choose what you want to do or what you want to invest your time in. But all I'm saying is, if you like a good looking woman, if you like a woman that takes charge, and if you happen to like a woman who wrestles too, on top of that means she'll be extra fun to wrestle in the sack, wink wink, then you don't gotta look much further than Jamie Hayter. Now listen, that's not to say there's not a lot of good looking girls elsewise in that company, AEW and or the E. Oh, you know, the E's got it on lock. They've been had it on lock. I mean, listen, you want to talk about ass purely? Listen, there's fucking Bailey. Oh, man. There's Bailey with so much ass. Enough to feed the needy, all those in desperate need of just like, Peach. She's got plenty of. And I think always too, like, face wise, I think she's cute. I like the haircut ever since she cut the hair and like and she like made it shorter. It was a good look for her. I've always been in love with Bailey too. Like she's just got like I think the best overall body, like total package wise. I think Bailey's the one that takes the no pun intended the cake, in that sense. But I mean, I still got to go with Jamie above anyone else. God damn it, you stupid idiot! Why'd you run right into my fucking cab? Now you get your fucking free trip to the morgue in a body bag. But yeah, for me, Jamie Hayter. For a long time. And listen, my fondness of Jamie was actually on site the first time I ever saw her. So not even this like way more in shape, lives in the gym Jamie Hayter we're getting now with like really slim with a beautiful ass on her. I'm talking about when she first debuted in AEW, like its first year, like 2019, however long it's been since. Her very first match, the very first time I laid eyes on her on AEW, when she had like some crazy hair color going on. I think she had like just blonde streaks, and she was a little heavier, but she was still fucking same face, like still so pretty and shit. I seen her, and that's when my heart went boom, boom, boom. I could not hide it. My heart beating out my chest or the enraged boner in my pants, because I was like, who the fuck is that? She's so goddamn fine. Who is she? Then I saw the name on the screen, Jamie Hayter. It was done. I was like, I'm in love. Uh, what? I'm in love with her. I need to know more about her. I need to Google search her right now. And thank God we live in a day and age of Google searching anything immediately, where you can just do your research right there and find out about who you need to find out about. Right then and there. It's wonderful. It's technology is so great because that means I could just search Jamie Hayter's ass and there'll be pages and pages of fan accounts and or just, whoever's been courteous enough and God bless their souls to like screen capture or whatever, like the go-to phrase, like the cameraman's really putting in overtime, or God bless his cameraman for like zooming in on their ass, or like in between their legs when they're going for like the pins and shit. Sorry, I'm a male pig probably to somebody out there, but I'm being honest. So oink oink. This is what it is. I love me some women. I'm perfectly straight. And there's nothing wrong with you if you ain't, or if you look otherwise, or if you're a woman in the women, or you're a guy in the dudes. I'm not here to judge. I don't care, to be honest. I'm just saying what I like, since whatever. That's just what it is. Oh fuck, this thing's wrecked. Ammunition, right? Okay, cool. I'll go straight over there, then we'll go get fixed again, cause kinda need it. Especially this rain. The rain makes you drift all over the fucking place, so that sucks. So yeah, if you're into a good-looking girl, young still, I don't even think she's 30 yet. So God bless her, she's young. She's got a whole career in front of her, and so much potential behind the two. To live out all her dreams and make all ours come true as well, very much so. But yeah, she's young. She's very like sturdy, like strong, built, put together, pretty face, a sexy accent, fantastic ass, like top 5 ass in wrestling, mind you. Yeah, she's doing it. big time for me, and I would guess for a lot of others too. And she's also a champion, so that says a lot about the company's faith in her, as far as being the, I guess you could say, in that sense, the leading face of the women's side of that company too. So, well, let's not discredit also the almost as amazing. I would say just beneath her, and I'd love to see each one of them either or get beneath one another. Wink, wink, in a threesome. Jade Cargill. She's the TBS champion still. I don't know why that belt exists besides the fact that they just wanted to put a belt on her beautifully sculpted abs. But she's a champion too. She's like their female Goldberg, where she hasn't lost yet. She's got like a undefeated streak going on still, and just an amazing looking woman too in her own sense. I, as crazy as it may sound, I still gotta go with Jamie, and that's not like racial preferences or nothing. Like I've been so in love and enamored with so many black women too, and women of color and or whatever ethnicity too as well in the past. It's just like it just so happens to be that Jamie though is like oof, she checks off all boxes for me. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, listen, if you're gonna watch wrestling, if you're a man and watching wrestling for just the women, I do not blame you if it's just for Jamie, if it's just for Jade Cargill on the AEW side. Is still, like what's her name? What's that girl's name? Sky Blue. Oh, very young and oh man, cheeked up. That's an ass right there on her, Sky Blue. Ooh, sheesh. God damn. And she knows how to market that thing too. She's got no shame in it either, and no one should shame her either, because god damn, that's a lot of ass. And a lot of great, fantastic looking ass. But yeah, she's there too. Oh, how could you forget about Anna Jay? I mean, honestly, you know what's so crazy? I would really think Anna Jay is such a pretty girl with an incredible ass on it too. And the greatest part about her too, honestly, even if she's not the best, clearly, and she might need some more time from what I've seen of her to actually do more in the ring, for the amount of work she's put in and how much she's done to herself, with all the blood and all the gimmicks they got her involved in too, you gotta give her credit. She should be a superstar at this point, honestly. And as vain as it sounds, she should honestly be a superstar based off looks alone. That is a good looking fucking girl right there. With a great body, great look, great attitude. She knows her character, she does it well, and she can wrestle. As much as you want to say, oh, she hasn't wrestled enough, or she hasn't done enough the industry, whatever, or, she's not Bret Hart, she's not, Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, whatever he goes by now, or Kenny Omega level wrestling. No, she don't have to be. The fact that she can wrestle and she does wrestle and she purposely hurts her body the way she does and all the insane shit she's been doing up until now, you got to give her credit by default. She should really be doing just about anything else possible under the sun that involves just, living off of her incredibly good looking demeanor instead of wrestling. Like, I'll be honest, she's selling herself short wrestling. She should not be wrestling. Not because she's not good at it, but because she's way too good looking for it too. Same thing I thought about Alexa Bliss first time I seen her too. She's still definitely in my top five, like the best looking fucking girls, best things that ever happened to wrestling looks wise. But Anna Jay's especially like a strong case to plead for her to be their Alexa Bliss, like the insanely good looking girl for whatever reason she's wrestling, and God bless her heart that she is, but she really shouldn't be because she's so good looking. Even if she is, I would keep her out of the ring as best as I could and just have her sell her persona, her attitude, her demeanor, and just have that be the selling point. That's me speaking out loud though. What do I fucking know? But I would try my best to protect her at all costs and keep her safe Don't go out there and kill yourself. Don't go out there and do so much. Just let your looks speak for you in volumes. Get her on TV every week so that anybody just clicking through the channels, especially male, randomly sees her and they're like, whoa, oh, 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 hold on. What am I missing here? Who's that? Because come on, that's also such a common thing to do. If you're like flipping through soap operas or whatever's on TV and shit, and you see like an especially good looking face or like a great body, you're gonna stop and see, like, at least give it a little bit of time to like marinate, like, what's going on here? What am I missing? What's this shit? Then even something simple as wrestling, like, oh, wrestling, huh? All right, well, normally I wouldn't watch this. You know, you're probably saying to yourself, but then like you see someone like Anna Jay on screen, just in the ring, standing there looking fine as shit, and you're like, this is wrestling, huh? Uh, what's she doing? Let me check this shit out. And then you do, next thing you know, you won over somebody who's gonna tune in. They're obviously not gonna know Anna Jay straight off the jump. They're gonna look for like a pretty blonde, great ass. What is this, A and W wrestling? Then they do, and Google's like smart enough to autocorrect, because I'm guessing at the end of the day, Google's probably some horny AI too, based off what we're all guilty of searching half the time on that shit. And it'll correct you, and it'll put in Anna J, AEW, give you all the stats and facts about her. And then, of course, you're going to look for the images to see, wait, she's got all that going on for her? Oh my God, what a fucking good looking girl. And you want to fan over. I would just have her literally on TV as much as humanly possible and call it a cop out, call it fucking easy pickings, have all the women defamation places get all antsy and mad about, you're doing this on purpose. Of course I am. I'm trying to put asses in seats, and I'm trying to glue eyes to TV with something as easy to do that with an Anna J. Can you blame me? I'm just out here trying to make money. I'm just out here trying to make sure my business stays afloat with something as easy to use as a marketing tool as is Anna J's beautiful face and incredible ass. Why the fuck not? Come on. Because then otherwise she can easily be a model in anything she wants to do. Model anything. I'll fucking probably buy it or consider it at least if it's Anna J. So come on. Is that really a bad thing? I don't think so. But again, that's just me thinking out loud. I would say if I was Tony Khan or someone higher up like that with like any authority to like, make decisions like that, I'd say give us Anna J every once in a while in the ring. Otherwise, keep her on TV weekly and just talking into the mic, promoting herself as the bad bitch, as the baddie with a bad attitude and a fatter ass and shit, and that's it. Keep her out of the ring, keep her safe and sound. Because she is the bag. We need her to accumulate more and add more funds to the bag. So we can continue funding this company and getting people paid more and shit and have more people tune in randomly because they see a pretty ass girl. Listen, women do it too. Let's not act like women don't do it either. Come on, how many women are probably invested heavily or started becoming wrestling fans because like a Randy Orton, young, older, now whatever, or Finn Balor. Why do you think they got Finn Balor dressing the way he does? Does Finn Balor own a shirt? And listen, I'm not mad at Finn Balor. I like Finn Balor, always have. What I'm saying, when you got those kind of abs, and the company's obviously being smart in that sense, and these guys are like half naked anyway half the time, why wouldn't you peddle a Finn Balor to like your female demographic? And not just your existing female demographic of female wrestling fans, but also just like, again, simple ploy. You have them on TV as much as you can, and when they are on, they have no shirt on, or they have little to nothing on, so they can emphasize the abs and the looks and whatever, and then win them over like that. Come on, it's the oldest fucking play in the book. Why wouldn't you? Sex sells. That's what it is. And guess what? Every company, every person, whoever exists is guilty of it, and there's no shame in it. It's just business 101. You want to stay in business, you got to make something appealing to everybody, or something that's going to grab people's attention right away. And if you got sex appeal to your disposal, why not use it and abuse it? No shame in that. And if I start seeing more Anna Jay on TV like that, then obviously, one, I'm watching wrestling again, guilty. And two, they're using their marketing strategy as best as they can. And they've been properly advised. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it was because someone randomly listened to me and said, you know what? We should be leaving Anna Jay out of the ring and using her more as the face of the company. Fuck that. This guy's right. I'm just saying, she's a really good looking girl. But I am happy that, like, at least Jamie Hayter is champion and that they're seemingly letting her prove why she should be champion and or letting the champion be champion, which is great. So good for her. I know they got that Wembley Stadium show coming up in August or something like that. Obviously, I'm not going to be there, but good for them. I think they sold out. I think I read like all 60,000 tickets. They may open up more, who knows? And if they do, hey, that's beautiful. That's fucking great. And she'll be right at home at Wembley, and she'll be super over, and she'll get super applauded, and she'll probably wear something amazing, something as simple as, and I wouldn't blame her, maybe something as simple as booty shorts with the British flag over her delicious peach. And then boom, sold right there. That's my champion. Why the fuck not, right? Can't be mad at that at all. And to just have Anna Jay out there too, like in nothing on but just herself wrapped in the British flag. That'd be awesome too. Hey, why not? We're all guilty. We're all guilty of fucking being easily sold on sex appeal. What appeals to us from the other sex, or if you're into the same sex too, I guess that works out too. But you know what I mean. Sex sells and sexy sells. Hey. Let's see, we're going 43 right now, right? Okay, that's good. Well, let's see, 43 with 55 minutes done. Okay, not great, but there was at least like 5 in a row I was stuck with having to go to the beach. So I hate those parts because it's kind of like it gets into his own little like pocket of sand, no pun. But when it starts getting you to the beach, like this bitch is probably going to, oh thank God no. Then they got you going back and forth again to the beach. This beach, that beach, the beach again, and just the traction on the and the sand on the tires don't help us get anywhere faster. So I hate that part when I'm stuck going to the beach more than twice in a row. God damn it! You see me coming, you're in my way clearly, and you bump me either way. That is racist. You're just jealous of my tan. Don't be mad at me because I'm known to taking some sun while or in between my cab fares. What's wrong with that? Listen, this bitch is going to the hospital already. Me bumping into everything possible because people are bumping me off the road ain't gonna help this bitch. She's willingly going to the hospital, meaning she's either got an STD or, I don't know, maybe like an ongoing condition that she don't need an ambulance for right now. All right, we're catering to the homeless and we're getting them to, oh great, of all places, the fucking beach. Yeah, because I'm sure the homeless need to be at the beach too. They need time off from being homeless and just go to the beach. Oh, no, I know, forgive me. He's going to a summer home on the beach because he's homeless, don't have a home, but the beach is his summer home, his summer getaway, right? Maybe, who knows? Alright, we're on 45 fares, 57 minutes, just under an hour. That's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. Well, not great, but again, like I was saying, it's the beach trips that really slow you up, so could be better, but it's not bad. I would say. We didn't have no major fuck ups as of yet, so that's always good. The only thing that interrupted me was for some reason, what do you call it? Yeah, that weird ass interruption I had from the, I don't want to say it, the gaming console I'm on right now just like came alive and tried to purposely advertise to me something completely different in the middle of the fucking game. So harassment. You know, the company that made this gaming console, which I will not name because I don't want it to sidetrack me anymore, uh, is listening, obviously. They're trying to get me to buy more. I don't enjoy that shit. I don't like that purposeful propaganda, forced propaganda on me. Let me do my thing here. I'm just enjoying myself. I'm minding my business. I'm accomplishing absolutely nothing by doing this. I'm just checking one thing off my checklist that no one will give two shits about by the time I drop dead, but at least I'll be like, it was cool to me at least, right? Fuck that. Harmless fun. No, we're not breaking the law here. We're minding our business. I'd break the law if I bumped the fucking police right now, but see, I avoided that shit. Oh, God forbid I cross a red light. We're in Vice City. Who's gonna fucking uphold the law here? The ones that do get killed in the middle of the road. See, that guy's running for his fucking life because he knew he did something. He probably flashed his dick on the beach. Then against his Vice City, so who's really surprised at that? But he's like running the opposite direction, so far away from the beach. He probably is like it's probably a flash in the middle of the street. All right, we're on 47 now. Car still intact at least. Yes, that's true, Kofi. Absolutely true. The car is still in one piece. This one hasn't blown up yet. And I really hope I haven't jinxed myself, so maybe God is watching after all. God is lurking. Lurking on the stream and making sure, oh, you know what, you called me out. Publicly on the stream. I'll let you live. And maybe, just maybe, I'll give you enough dumb luck and fairy dust to let you pull this off in under 2 hours. If not again, like I said, we're just gonna fucking push through and see how long officially it takes me to fucking make it happen. This whole thing, 100 fairs in 2 hours. I hope, I believe, I hope. I prayed for it, so hopefully it comes true. But then hopefully God ain't so petty, be like, you bitch, you just prayed for me when you wanted something again. Just like most of humanity does. What makes you think I'm gonna let you have I'm gonna let you have that? And you know what I'd say to him, her, it, up there? You're right. Maybe I don't deserve it. Maybe I shouldn't get it. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe that's why it's my 8th attempt and I still ain't done it. Well, I mean, we're in the middle of the 8th attempt, so maybe that's why. I don't fucking know. Don't look to me for fucking spiritual advisory. I'm still questioning life as we go. As we progress day by day, I'm still questioning a lot of things like, God, why'd you let me be bald? After 34 good years of good ass hair. Hair that seemed to have no potential of ever leaving my head and or my body. And instead giving me body hair everywhere I have not asked you for. You've also missed my face, god damn it. Meaning I got no beard still. I'm creeping up on 40, like Solid Snake does on the enemy that he's got no gun, no ammo, so he's got no choice but to snap their necks. Creeping up on 40 like that, and I still got a poor ass beard, poor beard genetics, and I got no hair on top of my head on top of it too. The sides grow in like motherfucking Larry David, just with black hair, so that's gonna look ridiculous, like I'm an emo clown or something. I just need the makeup and get caked up like that, and it's a wrap for me. Talking about being a fucking sad case. I'm about to be a mental case with all this shit going on. What's all this shit? Why couldn't you give me some hair? At least until my 50s. In my 50s would make sense. You hit me low where you know it hurts every Spanish male the most. You play dirty, God. It's like we was at the beach and you didn't like me and you took my boombox and threw it into the ocean. Or something like that. I don't know who has boombox. You know what I hate though? Is like I respected the boombox because you know you had to like buy like 6 to 8 humongous ass batteries with them just to get it to work. I almost miss the boombox nowadays, just because now people got the speakers on them, like the pill or the portable speakers. They're just so huge and obnoxious, and we're forced to hear your taste of music, which might be good for you, but then maybe I don't like what the fuck you're listening to. It's not even like me being like entitled like that, but it's more like just the inconsideration of it all, and also these pills, these speakers last like at least a good 6 hours before you gotta charge them again. So then they can just bring like the portable battery thing, and then like you're really fucked the whole time you're there, you know. Talking about a great getaway driver, you're good. Oh, appreciate that, man. Thank you. I try, but I'm also not that great at getting from point A to B. Obviously, because I gotta keep getting this thing fixed before I blow up. But yeah, who knows? Maybe in another life I was a good cab driver, and it's just like muscle memory or something. And yeah, questioning life on the daily. You know, you can't escape it. There's a lot of bigger concerns and/or wonders. I'm sure questions to be asked and/or answered. But one of mine is still, why the fuck am I bald? Why me? Damn it! Why? I feel like when Vince got his head shoved up Rikishi's ass. Like, I'm sure there was a bigger cause, and for the sake of the people's entertainment and shit, at my expense, but still, did I really need it? No. Did I deserve it? No. But I got it, so that's just what it is. It sucks. I own up to it. I live with it now. I got no choice, obviously, but it would have been nice. Would have been nice just to hold on to some, you know. Let me get so old, my face crinkles and wrinkles like a catcher's mitt, like a fake leather bag, something like that. I don't mind that, but you know the hair, yeah, you know you play dirty. That's a little too much to take away from me. I don't know. Maybe I needed to be humbled, but I was never hair shaming anybody. I was never like, oh yeah, look at my hair, boy, something like that. Never. I never been like that. It's like I never looked at a bald guy and was like, you bald fuck. Look at this shit. You'll never get this back in your life. Whatever. I swear to God, I was never like that. I've always had respect and been very mindful of those in the bald community, which now I am a part of. And proud of it. Fuck it. I own up to it. I got no choice. But it's almost like I was punished that way. But then again, I looked into it. You know, I can't speak on bald genetics and or why it happens or why does God hate some of us apparently, but I know from reading a lot up on it out of curiosity. I'm not saying this is true or not, but maybe it's like coincidental like that or it makes sense. But apparently the men on your mother's side of family, their hair determines your fate as far as like what they expect later on in life. So when I did that, I was unpleasantly surprised with seeing that all the guys on my mom's side of family, all bald, all very early. Or her, yeah, like her grand, every guy she's shown me in her family that's on her side of the family, they've been bald. So yeah, that sucks. And when I saw that and realized that, I was like, ah, shit, of course. I had to take after my mother of all fucking people. Her bum ass genetics with her hair. Meanwhile, my mom still has a very healthy, full flowing head of hair. I mean, again, it's rare that women go bald, obviously, but you know, there is that. But you know what? You live with it. And then my dad's side of the family, I think the last thing you'll ever have to worry about is going bald. So there's also that shit. But I also don't keep in touch with my. I haven't seen my father for the longest time, so I don't know if he eventually did go bald. Fucking police, come on. Okay, he's homeless, so I ran him over and they don't care. That's good. Don't harass me about the homeless. I got nothing to do with that. All right, so let's go. Where we going? We're going. Ah, come on! I just got this thing fixed. Get over here, stupid. Come on. You fat bitch. Come on. Fucking childbearing hips ass bitch. White ass hip bitch. Making me waste my time having to go over to you. You can't come over to me? Come on. We're both stuck out here in the rain. What are you wasting my time for? What are you breaking my balls for? My balls are broken. Let's see. Going to the jewelers. All right. You got big ass hips. You probably do good in your OnlyFans for your niche community that are into you and your big ass sloppy hips. Your fucking mom jeans. You probably could afford your own little jewelry. You're treating yourself on a Tuesday of all things to a new tennis bracelet. Good for you. You're living the life. I wish I had your life. Clearly I can't afford it because I'm driving a cab in the rain on a Tuesday in a beach town full of bums and bitches and booze and I'm guessing blunts. I don't smoke, so I don't know how big blunts were back in the 80s. I'm just gonna assume there was a thing. I don't know. Ah, fucking rain. No traction. On the road or on the beach. Alright, bitch, get out. Bony ass bitch. I think I miscategorized you as a big hip bitch. Maybe from the angle I saw you, but you're not. You're bony as shit. You need to put some meat on you, you bag of bones. Body shaming bitches out here, because, you know, whatever. They can do it to us. Yeah, we've been doing it for so long. Okay, but still, you know what? Sometimes it's still applicable. Why the fuck not? Is it wrong? Probably. Whatever. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that. On the stream, I opened up with by praying to God for hope and for his mercy. Please let me fucking finish this thing in under 2 hours with 100 fares. Which, you know, I'm not gonna say we will. I'm not gonna allude to that, but who knows? Maybe we get dumb lucky enough. Even though, again, I'm stuck going to the beach with this bitch with a bob cut and a heavy ass denim on. She's going to the beach to sweat it all out. You loony bitch. You just lay out on your fucking roof and do the same thing. Without the public body shaming of your wheelie shape, fucking pear bottom ass shaped body. Oh fuck. Alright, we're getting you over there. Let's see. On the sand, so much traction. Ah, god damn. Moving slower than a turtle's dick. Ah! Stop short. Maybe I shouldn't admit to this, but I do enjoy. Alright, let me not say enjoy. I get a good laugh. Better yet said. I'm not gonna sound so crazy. I get a good laugh out of those clips of, like, turtles fucking. Because it's. It looks like the silliest shit ever, though, because, of course, you know, we associate turtles with being slow-moving creatures and just big and, like, dumb-looking. I like turtles. Turtles are cute. You know, baby turtles, small turtles, too. But, and also, I grew up with the, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so they're always going to be cool to me in that sense, or I'm going to be fond of turtles. But, you know, besides that, besides being associated with, like, ninjas and rat senseis, you know, you associate turtles with slowness. The tortoise in the hair and all that shit too. But turtles fucking is some funny shit. Only because once they mount the female and they're going, you know, shell deep, the turtle moves a little faster than expected because I guess of its dick inside the turtle's snatch. But the turtle either coming and or about to come or just getting so built up off of just being hard inside the turtle. I'm hoping the consenting female turtle, when they let that like the grunt sound they make, it's so funny to me. When they make the you don't expect the turtle to make any sounds because I always think like not just being slow moving or slow in nature, but also like just seemingly slow in general. Like maybe they ride the little short yellow bus, the turtle school. The last thing I'd expect is for to make like such an excited, like lively sound, like oh. I don't, I don't talk about the male turtles too. They be making all these noises like oh. These delayed, high pitched ass sounding grunts like oh, oh, like they're fucking stunned. Or every grunt they make is like cum nut busting worthy. And it just threw me off the first time I ever seen it. So ever since then, when I see something building up like turtles humping or fucking whatever, I always wait for like the sound the male's gonna make when they're in the midst of the action. Like, oh. There was one from a while ago. I don't remember. Maybe I saved it. I don't know. But there was one where like the male turtle was getting so into it, and like oh, every time it pumped inside. Or I think it pulled out too fast, it got too excited, or I don't know, the female turtle got too wet. So he wanted to pump again, but like he just like fell backwards on his shell and couldn't get back up. And the female just fucking waddled away slowly, like you fucking loser. You couldn't hold up 1 minute ass fucking turtle shit. What is this shit? I gave it up to this loser. And he's just on his back. And thank God the camera didn't pan down to his turtle dick, so we didn't have to see that either. But he was just on his back, just like stopped making all sounds and just like stayed on his shell the whole time. Just horny and bricked up and now in despair because he can't like roll over immediately. So I don't know if turtles die that way or they stay that way forever, but I think they always say don't let a turtle like stay on its shell or its back, whatever. I don't fucking know. I would think, I mean, the shell is round, at least half of it, so they should be okay, or okay enough to be able to roll over eventually some point, like with enough equilibrium or momentum. Who knows? I'm not a turtle expert. I don't claim to be. I just like Ninja Turtles. That's it. I think yeah. Oh yeah, I did have a pet turtle actually when I was like 8, 8 right? Yeah, when I was like 8, 9, something like that. I had a pet turtle, very briefly. It was like maybe I think we had the turtle for like 2 weeks, and we had to, or well, I was told I had to give it up to a somebody who could take better care of the turtle. Obviously, I wasn't sad because it was only 2 weeks, and I had my dog already, and my dog hated the turtle. It's weird, but my dog really hated that turtle so much, or I don't know if he thought it was a toy, but that turtle was probably emotionally disturbed because my dog would always find every way to like just scratch at the shell. And my dog was a good dog, like really well mannered and shit, like a sweetheart. But he hated that turtle though. Like the turtle will end up under the couch. The turtle will be upside down somewhere, just like spinning sometimes too, because my dog would just fuck around with him like that. Or he'd just always be scratching at the fucking shell or just like barking at it. Not loud, but it's like, oh, 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 oh. Like just disturbed by it too. And my dog was small too. He was a miniature pinscher, so not a big dog either. Like maybe 13 pounds at most, like a tiny little fucking thing. But he was a bully to this turtle. He hated him. Like I'm convinced he hated him because otherwise he wasn't really playing with him. If he was only playing with him, I think he would have let him live at some point. Like just leave him alone, let him rock. But it was endless harassment to this turtle, and he wouldn't stop until the turtle was like upside down somewhere, like just feet kicking in the air and shit. So I think partially that was it. My mother at least realized that shit. I was like, I like the turtle, but like, is it really that bad? I mean, it's kind of funny, honestly, with the dog doing it. Like, I mean, the dog's just having fun at the end of the day. It's not like he's really doing anything bad. But yeah, I guess my mom noticed that and probably told my dad, and then like my dad just took him back one day and said, probably don't need this turtle right now. It's just let's let him live peacefully with someone that can actually enjoy a turtle with no other harassing pet around him. And yeah, we just had him for like 2 weeks, and then that was it. And I think we were just feeding him like lettuce, which I think in that household, the turtle was the only thing eating anything relating back to salad or green because we weren't doing that shit. We were poor as shit. Well, we could still afford a dog at least, hopefully, like for dog food and shit. But otherwise, we was broke and we weren't like diversifying our foods like that. It would be like one big pot for like 2 3 days and like usually just the same shit. Never salad. I didn't start eating salad on my own until I was like older and shit. The salad seemed to be like the fancy shit to have, if anything, to be honest. And as crazy as that sounds, health is wealth, but yeah, at that price, I think it was just too wealthy for us to even be healthy like that. I think so, at least. It seemed that way. But yeah, the turtle was cool though. He was like, I don't know what species. We didn't buy him because my dad just found him. He said one day when he was driving through Bear Mountain, like somewhere here upstate New York. A really nice fucking worth the trip if you've never been. Anybody out there watching, listen. If you've never been, I strongly recommend Bear Mountain, the surrounding area too, because I just went there like last year, maybe the year before. I'm not too sure, but I went there with my girlfriend for like the day on a Sunday when it was still not too cold, just like hoodie season kind of weather. And it was so fun. It was so beautiful out there too. Like the scenes, just like taking in everything too. It was just really nice. We took a bunch of pictures. I don't think I ever posted any of them, but yeah, we took a bunch of pictures. Really nice day out, just me and her, like taking in the views and shit. We actually took a ferry up there from 34th Street, somewhere in Midtown Manhattan. We took a ferry from over there. I got them for like a deal. They were like a bundle shit, whatever. Oh, it was October. It was October because they were doing that like on board Oktoberfest thing, like the German shit with like the brats and the big hot dog wiener shit. Pause. On the fucking ferry, on yacht, whatever you want to call it. But they was doing that, and it was worth it. It was good for the food. That was on board at least, but the whole point was getting there to Bear Mountain and just being there like early in the morning and leaving like late in the afternoon. It was nice because we really got to walk around a lot. They have their own little zoo over there, which is really cool to see. It's a pretty, I'd say it's a pretty big zoo, considering it's like a part of the appeal and or attraction of going to, of all places, Bear Mountain. But it's a really nice little zoo, and I don't mean little, but like compared to like the Bronx Zoo, obviously it's little, but also I'd say a decent sized zoo. You get to walk through it, really enjoy it, take it all in, and it also helps that the surrounding backdrop of just the Bear Mountains and upstate New York and the forestry and all that too is really beautiful. Like legit, had a great time. I'd love to go back actually, at least for the zoo, if not for the other thing. I love animals, so at least for the zoo and shit, I'd love to fucking go back there soon enough. Probably will. Maybe in October we'll do the same thing again. We'll take that ferry, yacht, whatever you want to call it, and just go out there for a Sunday and just enjoy ourselves out there. But you know what? I would say drive, but also the the ride out there was really nice because it's right on the water. You're going right up to Hudson and shit to upstate New York. Really scenic and shit. I think that's worth it more than the drive up there. The drive would be like half the time, but taking in the views on the boat and shit, drinking, eating, whatever, I think that's more worthwhile. So, in that case, if you want to take that, I think it was like, I want to say that shit was like maybe $40, maybe 30 per person, but I'd say it's worth it just for the, you get to sit down, enjoy yourself, taking the views and vibes and shit, so it's really worth it. Let me take a quick break, just 1 second, I gotta double check something. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Just had to take a really quick bathroom break. Obviously, I'm human, so that's just what it is. All right. Going to the hospital. I'm gonna put you in the hospital because you need liposuction, sir. You got too much body fat on you. Your BMI count is way too high. Forgive me for being nosy. I'm just looking out for your health. You going to the beach should be enough to be a wake up call for you. You know, because they're gonna be a bunch of kids asking, the whale if he can talk, meaning you. That should be enough to get you on a fucking diet, but obviously you're not gonna do that. You're gonna be loud and proud with your big fat fucking tits and hairy nipples. But alright, I'm just looking out for you is all. I'm trying to at least, but you're making that very hard, sir. Pause. Alright, so we're going to the club. This little fucking ballista compact is really getting unruly, so we're gonna get out of its way. We're gonna speed up and get our ass over to wherever we're going. Oh, okay, the club with the sculpture out front. Gotcha. Alright, we're going over there real fast. How you doing? Where are we at? We're pulling up on an hour and a half with 61 fares completed. Yeah, fuck. I don't know, man. But again, we're committed to this today until we are done. So however long it takes to get to 100, we're gonna do just that. Oh, hardware. Okay, got it. This is right over here. Short trip. Fuck. Okay, this is, yeah, right over here. Okay, just make that left. God damn it. It's always that compact. Listen, you mad at me because all you can afford the lease was a goddamn little tiny piece of shit? Go cry to whoever you can about it. Not me. And don't take it out on me by bumping into my cab. I need my cab to work. What do you need to do with that thing in public? Embarrass yourself? Come on. Where's this shit? God damn it. Alright, let's see. Where we going? Where we going? What we doing? Is it a pizza joint? Alright. Okay, here we are, sir. Get the fuck out, please. I'm trying to get the places fast and drop them off faster. Thank you for riding with me. Pause. Alright, let's go get this thing fixed. Because then they're complaining about, fleeing in terror and all this and all that. Shut up already. Ooh, almost. Try to be cool and slide in. Alright, where we going again? Okay, hardware store. Alright. Oh yeah, so I was actually reading up on, I feel kind of dumb because I just realized this past Friday that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 dropped this past Friday. And 1 and 2 are in my top 5 favorite Marvel films of all time. Pleasant surprise to watch those two. I don't know. I forgot which one I liked more, but I'm gonna say I like Guardians 2 more. Only slightly more because the first one was such a pleasant surprise. As far as like, honestly, I'm no expert in comics. I barely know, the more popular ones like from back when I was growing up, like X-Men and Batman. Obviously, he's always been popular and shit. But point is, like before they announced Guardians of the Galaxy being made into a movie, no clue honestly they existed. I just wasn't paying attention like that. Not to say they weren't popular. I guess maybe they were amongst comic fans, but had no clue about them whatsoever. But then you got the pleasant surprise, which was Guardians 1, and I really enjoyed it. Like, I legit had so much fun watching it. I really liked Chris Pratt. I always thought he was funny from, like, Park and Recs and other shit he's done. But, you know, and I always loved Zoe Saldana. What a beautiful woman, too. But you had the added combo of fucking Dave Batista, who I always liked and found funny. And, again, I love animals, so just a talking raccoon with an attitude, as in Rocket Raccoon. Plus, how fun the story was, well put together it was, funny it was too, genuinely. Not that, like, Marvel cliche shit of, like, oh, you know, every 4 or 5 lines we have to throw in some sort of stupid joke to break up the monotony or something. Like, you don't have to do that, but okay. They insist on the old Marvel formula. You know what I'm talking about if you watch enough Marvel films. Like, unnecessarily force a joke in there somewhere where it doesn't make sense or it wasn't needed. Now, Guardians was different. The script was genuine. The humor, the laughs were genuine too. This fucking asshole, come on. And it was just a fun time, the whole time. Plus, also the added bonus on top of that, which really sealed the deals with it being a lot of people's like surprise sneak favorite, was the music, the soundtrack. Like, whoever was tapped with the duty of picking songs to use for the movie that made sense or like built a whole soundtrack into a playlist, God bless them forever and ever for as long as they live, because they did such a good fucking job. Not even just a good job, like way more than they had to. Like an A plus in that sense, because the music they use in 1, 2, and I'm hoping 3, once I get to watching it hopefully this week, has always been just such a pleasant surprise. Like, it put me on to so many different songs either I never heard before or artists I never heard of, or just shit mostly that's way before my time, even as old as I am, that I've been put on to, and now I got playlists composed mainly of whatever I heard from Guardians of the Galaxy. That shit was so awesome for me. The music used throughout the films. That's what I love too, when like a movie does something more than it has to just because. And I don't know, maybe it is just James Gunn's influence and or picks, or he had someone specifically assigned to do so. But whoever chooses the music for all the Guardian movies, again, God bless them and an entire family, their whole entire existence and generations to come. Because God damn it, why is everybody fucking bumping into me like that? Because yeah, it's some good shit, man. I really fucking enjoyed every time. And really put me onto a lot of artists. But yeah, point is, so I feel kind of dumb because I didn't even like pay attention to when Guardians 3 was dropping. And they had put that trailer out like a long ass time ago, like over a year ago. Enough to build anticipation, and I just didn't pay attention, sadly enough. So here I am, all of a sudden to find out last Friday, oh, Guardians 3 is in theaters? Wait, what? I was like, oh shit, already? And I forgot May 2023 is what they've been advertising for a while. I just didn't pay attention to one specifically, and then boom, all of a sudden, it's out in theaters. There it is, kind of thing, right? So now, the funny thing I've been reading so far about it is that they're either implying that someone's gonna die, presumably on the team, or the teams are splitting up like that. I don't know. But yeah, if anyone does know, lurker in the comments, watching whatever, feel free to spoil, because I'm one of those, you can't spoil it for me. I like to know as much as I can in advance before I go to watch. I'm just one of those. You can't spoil a movie or TV series for me. Just tell me, I don't care. I'll know whether I want to watch or not based off of that. And most likely I will anyways. So, presumably they're building it up to be like a main character dies, seemingly Rocket. But apparently Peter is very happy with what they've done with the movie, apparently, because it's bringing awareness to animal cruelty. So I've seen a lot of comments. It's a rare Peter W win as far as like Peter playing nice for once and not being annoying. As far as like animals have feelings too. Every time you hook metal through a fish's lips, you're being more of an animal than they are. But you know, fish. I don't like fish in general. I don't eat fish like that. I make an exception for salmon or salmon, whatever you pronounce it as. It's about as far as I go with fish. I mean, I own a fish actually right now. Siamese, yeah, no, Singapore. I forget what. Some sort of fighting fish from Asia. He's a bully. He's got a character and personality traits unique to him. So much so that if I put him in a tank with another one of his kind, they will fight to the death. And I believe it because this one has a very specific demeanor and attitude. He's a good fish, don't get me wrong, but it's crazy to think that something as simple, presumably simple-minded as a fish can recognize you, get familiar with you, and or have like any sort of little quips about them, like that make them unique. He's definitely unique. He's not a goldfish, just big-eyed, bug-eyed all the time, and just looking stupid in the tank. He's a nice-looking fish if you look them up. Siamese fighting fish, something like that, or a betta, beta fish, whatever. Betta fish. Good-looking fish. Looks like a little mermaid, if anything, to be honest. But he's a boy, confirmed. Like the fancier looking fins and all wavy and shit, like he has, it's a boy. The females, for some reason, look kind of dull. It's the males that have like the fancy looking, like mermaid-esque kind of fins and shit going on. So, yeah, he's a good looking boy. But he has a lot of charm to him. Pizzazz, I'd like to say, if anything, too. Is it gonna do it to me again? No fares because I made it up to a certain number? Yeah, look at the NPCs. There's none on the fucking street, so I'm stuck here. Yeah, I might just have to restart it, so we'll do that. Oh, no. Where? Ah, somebody popped up. What the fuck? Besides traffic trying to sabotage me here, someone that just popped up. But now they disappeared. 70. 70 in a fucking row. Look at that shit. We're still 20 minutes to go for 2 hours. I could have made something happen here. What the fuck? Now what? Where's the fare? Come on, I got 44 seconds to make shit happen. Come on. Alright, good. We got somebody here. Get in, you asshole. You fucking delinquent. You hooligan. Alright, we got something here. Alright, let's go. Fast. Fairly new cab, we'll get there fast. For that ass. Oh, the marina. Okay, got it. So, we gotta go by the fucking water almost. Stupid stingray. Get the fuck out of my way. I'm gonna be able to say that to a stingray one day when I'm swimming, I'm scuba diving. Fucking stingray, get out of my way, asshole. They don't just turn around and stab me in the chest and take me out like he did, or like it did, Stephen Irwin, right? I think that's how he died. Rest in peace, Stephen Irwin. I love that show, the Crocodile Hunter. Yeah, that was good shit. But the last thing I'm gonna do is fuck with a stingray, so... Yeah, they're known to do that. Apparently they're peaceful creatures, usually, but because, like, he crept up on it, then it just reacted like that immediately, so... I mean, I'm jumpy too, so I understand the stingray in that sense. If it, like, just immediately, like, stabbed him in the chest because... You know, the element of surprise. God forbid you got the crocodile hunter creeping up on you and you're not gonna react immediately. Like, stab. Sucks. He had to go out that way because, you know, if you remember the show, he had put himself through so many, like, sketchy situations with so many different animals. You'd think, like, no way he's gonna die, of all things, with an animal involved. Like, he'll be one of those that makes it to, like, 80-something and just, like, getting out of the bathtub too fast with like soapy feet, he just slipped and cracked his whole head open, kind of thing. I would have thought, but yeah, of all things, a stingray took his ass out, like clean through the chest, whoop, one stab. That sucks though. I mean, the kids followed in his footsteps, so good for them. They're doing their thing. What's the girl's name? I think Bindi. I think she's doing her thing, but also with the brother, so they're in it together, which is cute. And I guess too, it makes sense in remembrance of their father, who they love so much, and he seemed like he was a cool dad too. I mean, him being a crocodile hunter and all that, and having them near like wild animals at such a young age, I probably wouldn't have done it. But also, I'm not here to judge. As long as he loves them and he's like the expert that can handle himself around animals, I'm sure like the last thing he'll do is purposely put his children in danger like that too. So, you know, it sucks to lose a father that young as they did. But you know, they turned out well. They seem like good kids, so God bless them. What was I saying? Um, Fuck. What was I saying? Oh yeah, right. Guardians 3. So Peter's apparently very happy with Guardians 3 because they bring and shed light to animal cruelty being an ongoing issue as it's fucking cabs. Are you serious? Oh, come on. I got you. Come here. Are you serious? Come on. Get in, you fucking hooligan. Oh, you gotta go to the beach too. Fuck you. Right here too. God damn it. This is gonna slow me up so much. I was trying to go for like at least 75 right now. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, we got it. It's right here. Okay. Break. Back up. Okay, let's get someone right here. Come on. Someone pop up right here for me. Come on. For daddy. For daddy right here. Come on. Someone pop up. There you. God damn you. On the fucking beach. No, I don't want to fucking pick up nobody from the beach. All right, they're right there. Come on. Well, we got it. Come on. Yeah, get in, you fucking criminal. Let's get out of here. I'm going to bring you in. The fucking beach. God damn it. We waste so much time on the fucking beach. What are you going to do? You fucking going to rub the blood off with sand and shit? There's no chlorine in that water, you fucking genius. Or unless you're gonna drown yourself now because you're too guilty of what you've done. If that's the case, then I'm not assisting in suicide. I'm just saying that's your own fucking choice of taking your own fucking life, because you can't live no more knowing that you did what you did. I caught you red-handed in the middle of the street. All right, is there someone here? I got 16 fucking seconds. Literally 75. Get the fuck in. Please don't go to the other beach. You gotta be shitting me. What the fuck is with this game sending me to the beach all the fucking time? God damn it. I need road to get there fast. You fuck. Now the grass and the sand is going slow too. Fuck me. Oh my god, this thing is trying to sabotage me now at the fucking tail end of my shit. 75 fares, and now the game wants to sabotage me. The game is jealous. The game is hating on me because it's AI, and it'll never accomplish nothing like what I'm doing right now. You'll never be alive enough to fucking do this kind of simpleton ass shit. And guess what? It brings me joy because I'm a human. I can enjoy things. There's more depth to me than there'll ever be to your fucking fake ass brain. Your artificial intelligence, thanks to a human who uploaded it up to your fucking cerebrium. You asshole, you're fucking welcome. Don't come crying to me about you can't live your life. Fuck you, you have no life. Even if you did, it'd be artificial. And it'd be what? Thanks to humans. You jealous bitch. You jealous bot. Fuck you. Okay. 25 seconds. Come on, can we make something happen? Come on. I'm trying to go. Maybe we can pull through. Maybe we can pull enough of our time out of our ass. Give me a fucking fare. Be fair to me. Give me a fucking fare to complete. God damn you. Oh, you motherfucking cunt of a goddamn game. You and your fucking AI. You want to do this to me right now at 76 fucking fares. You motherfucker. I was so goddamn close. The most I've done till now, 76. I was ready to fucking take it to 100. But this game don't want me to fucking win. Uh, now we gotta build back up from the ground up. Fuck me. Oh, the AI is fucking me right now. It's fucking me dry. Right in my ass, clapping my cheeks, slapping its ball sack right off my fucking pasty white ass. Pasty white hairy ass. You remember when I talked about fucking hair where I didn't need it or don't want it? Yeah, it's all my ass cheeks. Sorry. Sorry for the visuals. Well, sorry for the implied imagery. I'm not giving you the visuals of my bare ass. Never. Never, ever, ever. Only if I sought that OnlyFans. But no, I'm not doing that either. No, no way. Believe me, the last thing anyone only wants to be a fan of is my vampire, pale ass cheeks. Part vampire, part werewolf, because I can't even explain how much hair is going on down there. When I barely got any up top, I'm a bald fucking idiot. And a bad game on top of that. This isn't fair, God. I pray to you at the start of the stream. You let me rock with 76 fares and now you're taking it back from me. God damn it. I was trying to be nice. I was trying to make amends with the Lord. I guess it's never good enough for you, is it, God? Ah. Bumper cars over here. God damn. Let me see. Back to fucking 1 and officially 77. Alright. Shout out to the Beer Jesus. Ground up just means the peach isn't ripe. I guess so. And hello to you, sir. Shout outs again to the Beer Jesus over on Twitch. He's doing his thing with the music he's into, and it's pretty cool. I've dropped in on a couple of streams, as you noticed, so definitely like what you're doing over there, bro. Again, if you're on socials, send me your stuff and I'll definitely follow you back. It's definitely a worthy follow. Appreciate you, man. How's things? Hope everything's good. And happy Tuesday, if there is such a thing. Well, I'm guessing it's in your name, the Beer Jesus, so I'm guessing beer's a daily part of your life. If it is, hey, all good. At least you got something to look forward to on the daily. Jesus had wine, you got beer. All good. I'm guessing if maybe the story was Jesus turned water into beer, I guess he have more of a so-called riz, as the kids call it today. More of a popularity, I guess. Yeah, because beer is way more marketed and or popular, I'm guessing, in general, versus wine. Wine is like of a old, world kind of mentality. Like, I don't like wine. There's proof right there. But I don't drink beer either, so I don't like beer. I think there's only one beer I ever liked in my life, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Because I'm also not a fan of all the fancy IPAs, this flavored infused, that shit. Like, it really just got like hoed out, the whole beer shit. I'm trying to remember that one beer I liked ever in my life. Oh yeah, as simple as it may sound, I liked Blue Moon the first time I tried it, and that might have been the only beer in my life that I've ever drank more than once, willingly too. Not like, at a party, get together, all you have is fucking, of course you're extra Spanish. You only got Coronas and or fucking Heinekens or something. And supposedly Heineken's the fancy one just because they don't have a Spanish ass name. But, I don't like either. I don't like beer in general. But if Blue Moon still tastes the same, you know what? Maybe I'll crack one open. I've tried IPAs. Well, actually, I'm lying. I've been forced to try IPAs by a friend I used to have who was really into drinking because he's Russian. But not to be stereotypical, but he happened to be Russian, but also very, happy around alcohol, let's say. but he really loved trying all these new IPAs. Like every weekend, he'd like get a couple of cases or something, and we hung out a lot. So most of the times, I'd kind of be forced into doing it. I mean, listen, I'm talking about like what, like 35, 34, whatever I was, like when we became friends and shit. Like I can't be really forced into anything at this point. It's like really pathetic for me to say that, but it'd be like, one of those things like they always like look at you, like be like, oh, come on, man, dude, just try it out, whatever. It's like, all right, shut the fuck up already. I'll try it. Jesus. At the end of the day, it's just beer. It's not like the worst thing ever. But you see that? I didn't run over the homeless guy. Police! What are you doing? Okay. I don't get no wanted star for that. Good. You see this guy reckless driving, Bronco ass motherfucker? It's OJ. OJ trying out his brand new Bronco. You're not gonna say nothing, right? But yeah, he was like super heavy into just like IPAs all the time. I'm not gonna say that directly led to his like health scare he had afterwards, but he did have one, specifically with his heart. And I would think too young to have like that sort of health scare, like 35. We were the same age, so I want to say maybe it was the beer, but literally he would try like something different every fucking weekend. And I mean by the case, not even like just one, maybe save it. Oh, I ran through my case in 2 weeks. All right, let me do another one like next weekend, something like that, for the next couple of weeks. No, it was like cases of shit like every weekend. And, we had our falling out because we were good friends. We took to each other immediately, like same interests, same demeanor, whatever, too. But we did kind of bump heads a lot on different things, and I do regret being that way with him because he's such like a legit one of the smartest people I've ever met, as well as just like genuinely cool guy. But yeah, we had our falling out. Like we fell out a couple of times too. Like we proverbially kissed and made up. Pause. Each and every time. I guess like the last time was too much, or like too much of like, you know what, we're gonna end up disagreeing at some point. So fuck it. Why even still be friends? And we kind of left it at that. That was way after the health scare too, and like legit, I was worried and concerned for him. But yeah, go figure that. Like no longer friends, not even talking to each other. We still got friends in common because we met through work. So, but we work in different departments. Like we've been working in different departments now for a while. So it's not like we're gonna bump into each other at the water cooler. Well, we don't work in office. I work remotely from home, so there was no risk of that really. But shout outs to him. Hope he's doing good. Obviously, I did try reaching out to him like one last couple of times, just like in good faith and shit. Like honestly, genuinely wishing him well. Only because again, like you got a friend. I would think any sort of friend with a health scare, you're gonna like probably keep tabs on them moving forward, just because it's like it seems to be the right thing to do. But no, we fell out of contact, out of touch, and I haven't heard of him since. I know he's doing well in his other departments. He's really progressed and promoted himself, but so I don't know if beer's a part of his life like that anymore. It really was, but also at that time, not to say it was an excuse or like permissible, but he was going through a lot, specifically with his parents, like a really stressful situation. So I wouldn't put it past him if beer was the cover up to like have a excuse to like just kind of cope with everything, or a cop out. I mean to say, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, and maybe that's why he drank so much like he did. Like he would he would throw them back and just not feel a thing and be good. So I don't know. But yeah, that's my whole little spiel with beer. I guess I just don't like beer. Never did. Not for me. But if I absolutely had to choose, I would probably go with a Blue Moon. I did genuinely like the taste of that one. There's been a couple he put me on to that were IPAs that I can't remember the name of, and Ever since then, there's probably been like 1,000 more that came out since. So I'm not even gonna try to remember. But there's been like other ones that came out. I'm sure, probably reminiscent of the ones I tried. That were like, oh, you know what? That's not bad. But then also I get scared with like beer and like too sweet and too flavorful. Like diabetes is like ready to knock at my door and just force its way in, kind of thing. So like kind of stayed away from it in that sense. I don't even want to fuck around with that, to be honest. Oh shit. Oh wow, I didn't even notice. I'm like already 2 minutes short of an hour. At least our goal of 2 hours. Oh shit. Where are we at now? We're at six now. 76 plus 6 is 82. And I took the wrong turn, of course, because I fucked up. Oh man, like, we're there already. And again, I did promise, and I'm keeping true to my word. This is the last try to get 100. So this officially is probably the last one of this run under 200, under 2 hours of trying to get 100 done at least. So we failed again in that sense of accomplishing 100 under 2 hours. Now we're just gonna go see how long it takes us to complete 100. Because we're not gonna meet our goal of 2 hours. Fuck. All right. So at this point now, we're gonna just see how long it takes us to get to 100. We are what, 7 plus 76? Was it 83 now? Yeah, 83. 83rd fair right here, and we're gonna see what happens from this point onwards. Again, trying to see how long it takes us to get 17 more done to 100. Yes. Obviously, our prayer did not work, but also, I think God knew better than to, listen and hear me out when I prayed, because He knew I was just doing it because I was in despair and ready to just be like, if all else fails, I'll just pray to God. Even if I could have done the work myself or tried a little harder. So yeah, God don't like that stuff. God will be petty in that sense, I guess. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not trying to like call out certain denominations or nothing here, or faiths. Feel free to chat. Feel free to say whatever you'd like about your uh, faith of preference and or philosophy too, as well. I'm into that too. It's all good. With more time permitting, of course, I'm gonna get into more like faith-based stuff. Like not trying to convert or nothing. Just like I have that like genuine curiosity of what makes each faith and or religion tick, I guess. Because I'm more of the train of thought of, this is me, of course. I'm not trying to say nobody else should think this way. Even if it is my stream we're talking about, I'm not gonna be here to like be all preachy about one and denounce another. No, it's more like just out of genuine curiosity, I'd like to see, for example, what makes like, or from the ground up, what makes like, is it Islam? Islam like itself, its own unique thing, like what is it, like the second or third most like followed faith on the planet, so it's got to be for a reason. All those people that follow it, right? So what makes Islam Islam? Because I know from having friends growing up that were like Middle Eastern, Islamic faith, whatever, it's got its own viewpoint, obviously, of the world and or how the world works. So I've always been curious. I just never got around to reading like the Quran or anything like that. Also something like, being a Mormon. Why would you? Why would you commit to it? Basically, again, not to like condemn or nothing, but more like, I don't know, for like comparison's sakes. Like, why would someone dedicate their whole lives to what happened in the book, or historically, according to certain individuals? Why would they follow just that set path and or goals and or set rules per se, right? Like, I've always been curious about that, because the way I look at it is too, like, I'm no fucking expert, believe me, I'm not, but just out of genuine curiosity that's been there my whole life, it's like, why do certain people believe certain things are right, leading them to do certain things that would hurt or condemn other people just for the sake of, I believe in this is what I'm leaning towards, and this is all I'll ever see the world as, you know? Or more like, I guess, why are certain people a certain way, and is it solely based off their upbringing or what they've been taught by their parents? Like, because there is that thing too where parents just raise you to be a certain way, a certain mindset, and yeah, it's something as simple as absolutely, I believe you can teach racism. As sad as that is, it does happen a lot. So you got to do your best as an individual to like break away from those beliefs and those stereotypes associated with whatever background you may have to kind of be your own individual. So it is what it is. I mean, like me, I'll be open about it. I have no faith right now. Well, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I would consider myself more spiritually curious because I am going to be doing that. Like, I just want to understand what makes certain religions like a set rule and or such a big part of most people's lives, culturally, geographically speaking, to better understand and like just compare like, okay, they believe in this versus some other thing believes in that. This seems to be right, this might be wrong, who knows? Because again, me at the end of the day, all I've ever felt is that people are the ones to blame for religions and or views and beliefs being looked at as wrong. Because again, it just does boil down to like certain people believe certain things, and if you introduce something different to them that's opposing what they've always known to believe, then they're gonna be upset by it most likely, or they're gonna think, well, why are you doing this to me? I know this only. Why would you even tell me something else about that kind of thing? I don't know. And it's not even just to like argue or fight. Not even that. I don't want to go it that way. I just want to be able to have a conversation with somebody and ask them about their religion, their faith, why they choose this over that instead. That kind of thing more than anything. Like, generally just like have a combo about it. Like, why would you choose this over something else? What specifically drew you to it? Or even like, maybe someday on my podcast, maybe I can talk to somebody of a certain faith and shit and just kind of like, ask the bigger questions, get something clarified, their take on things, etc., etc. That more along that shit, more along that realm. All right, so we're at what? 76 plus 12 is 88. All right, well, 12 short of finishing this thing at 100 at least. We went over our 2 hour ideal goal, which is okay. Again, I said this stream is the one that's gonna end it all. This is the last time we try it because obviously it took us 7, 8 times to do so. We couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So let me not drag everybody else down with me. I couldn't finish it. So that's just me saying we as in like trying to be inclusive per se. But here we go again. It's all right, and we're trying to see how long it takes me to finish 100 fairs. How about that? Does that sound more fair, more inclusive? Hopefully so. But yeah, like I was saying, more like I don't know if I'll ever really tie myself down to any one denomination and or faith. Just because again, I want to look into as many different ones as possible. Again, not to join anything, but just what are the inner workings of, how is this able to actually, I don't want to say convince, but more like when so many people over enough where this is their faith for life, this is what they choose to do for life kind of thing. I only have experience with Catholicism and or Christianity, you can say, but that's not enough. Like, that's barely like skimming the surface of like the most two regular go-tos, where it's like that's not interesting at all, like to nobody. So the last thing I'm gonna do is be like, oh yeah, man, I'm a Catholic, I know everything, I got all the answers, it's in my fucking book that I pertain to and or follow. No, That'd be so wrong to fucking do and or assume. So that's what I don't want to do ever. And that's ideally, if I have children, what I don't want them to be like ever. Like nailed down, no pun intended, to just one thing only. I want them to be open. I want them to believe what they want to believe, as long as it makes sense, of course. You know, the one thing I'm not going to tolerate something like, I'm going to raise a flat earther or something like that. If they even hint or allude to them outside of a joke that they're a flat earther, they're going to fucking get kicked immediately out of my house. I don't care if they're fucking 5 and being like, but why can't the earth be flat, daddy? Like, you little piece of shit. I'm going to show you how flat you're going to end up looking after I stomp your ass out for thinking so stupid. I'm just kidding. I don't support child abuse. I got beat up, but you know what? I needed it probably. It disciplined me, it straightened me out, so that's why I probably never got into like no legal trouble, or I knew better than to do so. So fuck that. I'm not ashamed of it. It's what it was. Those were the times. Of a certain age, you know what I'm talking about. When you got straightened out, and or my mother would choose to like throw the most random objects at my head and miss. So thank God she had bad aim. But if she all else failed, she just like punch me in the mouth sometimes, or just like slap the shit out of me if she could. And my mother not being a big woman, up to a certain age it was fine, but then after a certain point it was like, yeah, this ain't working. It's not very effective on some Pokemon shit. So yeah. All right, what we at? 14. What is that? 76 with 14 makes 90. Fucking beach again. Let's get fixed first. Well, speaking of fixed, if anyone watches Netflix, I think what is it now? They got like 2 different matchmaking shows. The one that honestly did catch my eye was I think Jewish matchmaking or something like that. I was gonna watch that just because there was like the the trailer they used to promote it had like this really fat black girl that was Jewish. That really caught me off guard. And she was like, oh shit, she really is Jewish. Like, she looks nothing like a Jewish person at all. Because obviously, she's diverse, she's mixed, both. But she really took, like, to the black side, not even looking a thing Jewish at all, like, features alone, nothing. Until I saw that she was actually, I think she was speaking Yiddish. And she had that thing that, like, I forget what it's called, but it's something that like Jewish people nail to like the side of their doors, a little metal thing. I don't know what it's called. And I saw she had that on the door, and I think every time you open the door, you have to touch it or rub it or whatever. And I saw that, I was like, oh man, she is Jewish. She don't look a thing Jewish, but damn, she's Jewish though. She's committed to the act. I think I might have seen that on Curb Your Enthusiasm. So yeah, that's like some really Jewish things to do. But now, that was enough to like kind of bait me in the watch. That one at least, like Jewish matchmaking on Netflix. But of course, Netflix is gonna Netflix and overdo things, or do too much, or have too much of a budget, and like not know what to do with themselves. So then they just start throwing shit to see what sticks. And now they got Indian matchmaking, as in Indian from India. So it's like, you're gonna have 2 fucking matchmaking shows, which I remember matchmaking was a thing for a while, but that was years ago though, like almost a decade ago, I want to say. But either now it's coming back or it's popular again, and maybe Netflix is like kind of riding the wave early, but I don't like it. It's like, it's too much already. Like, you got one matchmaking show, why have 2 on the same time, and the only thing different about them is the ethnicity of the people that are going to be made to match each other for life, ideally as partners. So it's like, it's a little too much going on, but also, should I really be complaining because I could just simply not watch either or? The Jewish one I am interested in watching genuinely. It's the Indian one that was like, okay, this is fucking overkill. This is just them trying to fucking cater to certain audiences, and or be like, oh, you know what? Don't feel excluded, because then Who knows? Next they might do fucking, I don't know, what's up, AAPI matchmaking and shit right after. Even though Indian people are Asian, so maybe not that one. That's a bad example, a stupid example. I mean to say, excuse me. But what will be next? What could be next? I would hate it if it's like, maybe not hate it, but I would be like, Jewish matchmaking, Indian matchmaking. Now we're getting more specific according to like races. So what is Spanish matchmaking next? But then, culturally speaking, there's so much diversity, much different Spanish speaking countries and shit. Do they mean Spanish as in Spain, the España, or Spanish as in Hispanic matchmaking, which is gonna get a lot of people upset just because of the name alone, and rightfully so. It's like really like you really couldn't think of something a little more clever, like at least sazon or adobo matchmaking or some shit. I don't know. But then maybe they either do that or they get oddly specific, like Puerto Rican matchmaking, Dominican matchmaking, which Dominican matchmaking will be something I watch because Dominicans are like really just another type of beast. And not beast like being racist or like minimalizing them to like being animalistic. I mean more in the sense of just like their own strength, their own sort of like love, I guess you could call it, is very unique and ideal. I can tell you from experience because my ex was Dominican. It was a different kind of very toxic love. Thanks to her, she soured our relationship, but sex was great. But that's neither here nor there. It's more like, damn, if they did Spanish matchmaking, I would like to see it get more niche. Puerto Rican matchmaking, Dominican matchmaking, whatever else is appealing in that sense, matchmaking. I don't know. It'd be fun, I think. But then it's just gonna be too much. Then this is just like Disney, how they're catering now to all the different characters need to be diverse and or inclusion of different whatever identifies this and that or whatever. That's the only part I fear because then there's gonna be too much of that shit. Everybody needs their version of something just because everybody has to feel included for some reason. No, you don't. Just stop being a fucking baby and just take it for what it is. One character is supposed to look one way, and that's just what the story's being told is about. It's not about, oh, we're doing a white character because we don't like brown or black or yellow, anything else that exists. No, we just want to fucking see white people, strive and succeed. No, it's just some stories call for that. Like, why would I be told a German folklore with an all black cast? Like, it doesn't make sense. Not that I'm against it, but it just doesn't make sense in that case. Why not keep authentic to the source material? And or maybe instead of recreating all these things with like different ethnicities or identifiable genders involved, or I don't know, why don't you do something original perhaps? Make your own original gay character, transition character, whatever, and give them, him, her, it, whatever, their own story that makes them cool and stand out worthy. So I mean, that's all they were doing with like older stories back when. I would think is some shit whitewashed, is some shit too much like favoring white folks. Sure, probably, but it's not like it's that serious either. We're talking about like fake pretend stories most of the time that just happen to have mostly, I don't know, white folks as the main character, which really is no big deal. Oh God, fucking, it's fucking rain. It's too bright in the rain. I don't get it. How is it so, like, who put the resolution up with the fucking rain? This is too much. It's so bright I can't see, and the rain makes everything slippery. Of course, it's all glossy and shit. I can't like make the shit out. Are you fucking serious? I was trying to swerve around the cop, and he gets in my fucking face. I got everybody here not stopping at their red light, looking to fucking run directly into me, and I got 2 stars right now. All because some fucking cop had enough of his job and wanted to end it by the easy way, by jumping in front of my car. The fuck is that about? I don't know. I hate this inclusion shit we're trying to do now with the woke folks. Like, not everything, not everybody needs everything catered to them. It's really not that serious. So let's just leave shit alone. So now you got that fucking the new Little Mermaid now coming out. A lot of people's problem is that she's black. I don't give two shits. I said this earlier already too, but still, I'm just reaffirming. I'm not gonna watch The Little Mermaid because I would never watch The Little Mermaid. I'm not a little girl. I'm not the demographic they're looking for. So believe me, they're not missing out on my money if I don't watch. Now, if I had kids and a little girl that wanted to watch, well, in that case, maybe I gotta watch with her. But I could always play dumb. Thank God. There's such a thing as a phone that exists so you can multitask and then just leave it at that, really. And just ignore the shit if it's that boring. Also, my main concern, to be honest, with this new Little Mermaid coming out is that I don't like how the special effects look. I don't like how the water makes it look really fake. Like, obviously it's pretend. I think there's no such thing as mermaids, but it it's not there yet with the water graphics to make it be like, oh man, this looks so good and shit. No, it doesn't look believable. You know which movie fucking did really good with water and to make it look like so real, like you can almost stick your hand into the screen and be like, oh, I'm wet now and shit. Was surprisingly Avatar, Avatar 2 to be specific too, because well, I made it known already via past episodes and in general that I don't like Avatar. I didn't hate Avatar, the first one. It was cool, it was okay, but I want to say who made that really good point. Um, I want to say it was Doug from Channel Awesome. I think it was him. He made a really good point about. No, sorry, not him. It was James Rolfe, angry video game nerd. Like I love his take on movies because he was such a movie buff and a student of the game. So I love his take on he didn't hate Avatar, but in the whole video he explained he hated the hyping up of Avatar, the promotional building to Avatar, the marketing of Avatar. This is not a bad movie, but also they made it seem like they fluffed it up to be like one of the greatest things that ever happened in movies, which it wasn't. It's Avatar 1 was such a simple fucking story you can see coming from a mile away. The acting, to me at least, the acting was not great. It was good from everybody except for the lead guy. I think what's his name, Sam, the character. Whoever that guy is, I'm sorry, not a good actor, or at least not good in this role as the human turning into an avatar, and that's who they end up wanting to really be because they love whatever virtual reality that much. But I didn't like him at all. He was like a very big, like, unappealing part of Avatar to me. And then number two really didn't do much to save that from me either. He got a little bit more dramatic. That's about it. Because now he's got kids and shit with the not real wife of his. So there was that, but I didn't enjoy the movie that much, to be honest. It was just like, it was okay. One and two. Two was like way too long for no reason, and I respect James Cameron. I'm a fan of his work, obviously Titanic and Terminator and all this other shit too, but for him to be that ballsy in making Avatar 2 as long as it was, almost, if it wasn't 3 hours, like almost 3 hours, I forget. But the fact that him saying it's going to be 3 hours and that's it, and also being like, oh yeah, I don't care how much this movie costs, I know it'll make the money back, I know this thing will make 2 billion, which it has to, by the way, because that's how much this movie costs to make in the first place, which is like insane to think a movie costs that much just based off, I don't know, computer graphic effects, whatever. It's still crazy for me to think that, but holy shit. What was 23? Oh, I think I need 24 and then I'm done at 100, right? Okay, so this should be our last fare, I think, to make it 100. Finally. which we'll be finishing. Oh god, in 2.5 hours. That's bad. Man, I'm fucking slow. Gotta go fast. Well, we'll know right now if the little notification pops up saying that like now the cabs have like the jump ability included. If it says that after this one, then we hit the right one. We hit our mark 100, but like almost 25 minutes over the time calculated. So I guess by default, we'll have to calculate or guesstimate, better yet said, 2.5 hours. Yep, at 100, officially done now as of motherfucking, let's make it official. Stop the clock. Ah. Alright, so it's official. It exists on file now. 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 40 seconds, let's just say, is how long, how long it took yours truly to finally finish 100 fairs in Vice City. 24 minutes almost over the allotted time or the estimated time it would have taken us ideally. I wish I could have done under 2 hours. The fucking craziest thing is, I was so close in my first attempt. I really doubted myself after the first attempt. And I think that's what jinxed me this whole time, I think at least, to condemning me to this shit right here. 100 in 2 hours and 20 something minutes instead of under 2 hours. Because the first try, if you go back and watch that either on Twitch or on YouTube, it's legit 95, 5 under. And I had interruptions. I spilled something. Something else happened. I forget what else fucking. There was like 5 things that happened throughout that stream, and I was still able to get 95. Oh yeah, and also at the very end, the game does this thing where you saw how like it's 70, 75-ish, whatever. Like NPCs were disappearing. That's exactly what happened the first time too. But until I discovered that, and also this had a shorter countdown time. Like until shit happened, like I was just driving around that first try for like 5 minutes and no NPCs were generating. So I was like assed out and I had to restart all over again until I clicked out of the thing and restarted the mission and then had to do it all over again. But even then again, I was at 95, 5 short of 100 in 2 hours. Since then, I ain't been able to do it. So it does suck, but what are you gonna do? And 8 attempts total and still couldn't do it. But I said this time we're just gonna fucking finish it. It don't matter, so it really doesn't fucking matter at this point. It's alright. We did it. Most importantly, 100 fairs. In this case, 2 hours and 24 minutes, basically. Not great, but if anything in this case now, we're gonna move finally on to San Andreas in this case. And we're gonna do the same. 100 fairs in. I'm gonna set the bar low enough at 2.5 hours because San Andreas is a much bigger map. Obviously, we're gonna keep it to the first city only, but also there's a lot more involved in driving around and getting from point A to point B in that game too. So let's see, fingers crossed, 2.5 hours for San Andreas, but this is the last one we're doing here for Vice City. Thank you all so much for chiming in, for tuning in, for watching live, lurking in the fucking background. I appreciate it either way. In the comments, shout outs again to Kofi Wheatston, one half of the Dirty Heels. Shout outs to him and his podcast, and Brother Bob always, as well as the Beer Jesus. Thank you, bro, for chiming in again as always. I appreciate you. And anybody else, if you watch this back after the fact, not live obviously, on YouTube, on Twitch, both of them at Who This Is One, by the way, I appreciate you. I really do. This fucking zombie homeless ass guy, get the fuck out the way. You're not eating my brains, goddammit. Or jacking my cab. But yeah, follow me on all socials, TikTok, Instagram, and or Twitter, at Who This Is One. Also, the same tag all across the board, wherever you look me up at. And yeah, we'll be back next time, whenever that is, with San Andreas. If not, maybe tomorrow evening. I'm not 100% sure about tomorrow evening, Wednesday. Let's see. But most likely we might be doing that. Appreciate you either way. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you next time, and we'll try to do better in general as we should in life next time.